so tuned into the feed. I mean, that is unreal. I'm giving a massive thumbs up to Lee. That is like the best cast you could hope for, right in the middle of the screen. That we are going to see every single thing that goes on with that feeder. That is like the ideal cast. You could not have got any better than that. Absolutely superb. And you can see fish around it straight away. There's fish in the swim straight away. These fish are not spooking away from the noise of that feeder anymore. They're actually coming into the feed. There's enough food in the peg to keep them there, and they're straight into the swim, even after that feeder plops in. So just a reminder, the hook bait now is at the base of that ball. We're almost fishing with, I guess it's ground bait as hook bait. You know, I don't think the fish can see the hook bait. It's just a case of if it sucks in the ground bait, we're hoping it's going to get the hook bait in its mouth. We've got lots of fish in the swim. Just a reminder, these are sort of 4 to 8 pound carp on average. Loads of common carp. They're beautiful fish when we get one out. You know, stunning fish, and they're not daft fish. These fish have been caught before. They know the crack. And it's just really interesting to watch them, you know, going over the feeder. That fish has scattered loads of the bait, and obviously because Lee's putting his bait at the base of the feeder, he's fishing with white maggots now. Because he's putting his feed at the base of the feeder, I get the impression that he's probably put his bait on a little bit softer, and that's why the ground bait scatters a lot easier. But here we go, his fish coming in. His bait is perfect in my opinion, right at the base of the feeder. There's one right next to it now. No, he's not interested. It's fascinating to watch, because it seems like these fish want to feed around the feeder but not bang on that feeder where the hook bait is. And I'm not too sure whether it's the feeder or whether it's the hook bait putting these fish off, but they definitely know something is up. We've got a little tiny pile of ground bait, and actually the ground bait is mainly off the feeder, and we've got the hook bait in the feeder. So we've got a perfect platform for the hook bait, but we just haven't got as much loose feed around it at the minute. It still might get us a bite, but in my opinion it's not the ideal presentation. Plenty of fish in the swim though. Really, really interesting to see. It'd be, once again, interesting to see what's happening on Lee's tip, because it'd be nice to know if Lee's getting lots of indications telling that there's fish in the swim. You can see there's movement in the water all the time, where bits of sediment are being kicked up by fish, and obviously there's going to be movement off the screen as well. This camera is only focusing on a small area of the swim, so there's going to be fish moving off screen, kicking up sediment, and the sun's shining on that feed. It's picking it out beautifully.
Rob, I just want to make a comment on my again, we've got that same scenario with the bits of floating weed. So I'm trying to keep the rod nice and slack best I can, so I'm not actually even putting it on the rest, because I know if I bring this rod back onto the rest, because the line's trapped on that weed on the surface, it will just dislodge that feeder. So again, I'm worried about that line running high from the feeder, especially with this clear water as well. Very interesting.
It's funny you should say that, because I feel that obviously your trap has been sprung, no doubt about it, but I'm guessing that line has tightened up over time, and we've not seen a fish in the swim for the last 2 minutes or so, and I'm wondering if that's because the line has become too tight and the fish are they're too concerned about that tight line. So I think you've got to have a recast. I think we've got to give this another go. Well, wait 1 minute. There's a fish just coming into. No, it was actually a bit of muck on the screen, look. But no, I think you've got to have a recast. Chuck out again. Try and get it in exactly the same spot, because that cast is beautiful. Do the same thing that you've just done, but just maybe put the pellets on the feeder a little bit tighter. Here we go, one coming in. Is he going to go near the... Is he going to have it? I think he's going to have it, Lee. I think he's going to have it. He's sucking. He's sucking. He's in the stones. He's in the stones. He is aggressively feeding. If this guy doesn't have it, none of them will. He is aggressively feeding. And once again, he's spotted something and he's just a little bit cautious. And now he's going around. They're definitely cautious of what's going on with your feeder or your hook bait, because these fish they're skirting around your feeder and your hook bait.